Greetings and welcome, fellow girls, guys, and gaming fans. I'm Small Archangel. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Conan Exiles, and our base is starting to look a little bit more fortified. So here we have our inner base and our inner courtyard. We've got a couple of fighter thralls. We're going to need a lot more. Come the Purge, we're going to need as many thralls as we can shake a stick at. As you can see, I've actually been working quite hard off camera, actually. As you can imagine, I have finished the foundations. This corner alone took a lot of doing, because that's the silly corner where it had to go downhill quite a long way. And then I've got our foundations going all the way around here. We've got quite a large yard here. I don't think I'm going to put a gateway there because it just doesn't lend itself to it. It's a little bit, the terrain is a little bit lower there and what have you. And in any case, I'd rather leave the amount of gateways we have to a bit of a minimum. We had a bit of a wiggle to deal with here because for some reason, all of a sudden, it didn't want to place. You can see there's a little bit of a gap there. This did not want to snap for some reason at all. So I've got a double layer of foundation there, and then all of a sudden that one didn't want to snap to it at all, and didn't seem to be anything I could do about it. So then I've got this where I basically just, it's pretty straight, it just doesn't quite snap on. So there's a corner around here after our shrine where we met up with the original bit of wall that doesn't quite tally properly. That's this bit here, and I don't think that's going to make too much difference at the end of the day. I hope not anyway. And then we've got a second gateway here so that we can get down to our shrine of Mitra. And I've actually bothered putting gates in because we're going to do the first layer of the walls today, or at least as much of them as we can actually do with the resources we have. And that's something else I've been doing off camera, of course, is gathering resources necessary and then putting them all through our furnace and our blacksmith. So we've got lots of steel reinforcements and lots of hardened bricks as well, and some cooking as we speak. In fact, I think I've got some stone consolidant, which is probably just about done in here at the moment as well. Here we go. Let's see. Yes, done. Okay, turn that off. There we go. The amount of times I've left my fireball cauldron running and just totally forgotten about it isn't funny. Alright, so through we go to here. I think we're pretty much running out of bricks now. I've got a bunch of brick in here at the moment, as you can see. Turned into hardened brick. There we go. Let's, oh, 250. Nice. Okay. Oh, we've got a full 100 hardened bricks as well, so we'll take those and add those to the collection. Here you can see how much we've got. Nice. We've got loads of them here. So as you can imagine, I mean, I've got my crafting speed up a little bit. Look at all these iron reinforcements. I might, now I'm not going to have to use them for this. Oh, I might just have to smelt, you know, sort of put those in, reverse engineer those in the blacksmith's bench possibly for the iron. I don't know. I don't, because I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to that. But for now, what we need is as many of these we could actually carry without getting ourselves over encumbered. And I'm not sure. Can we carry the whole shebang? Can we? Without being, yes, we can. Nice. Okay. Well, whether that will still follow when we yeah, when we decide to sort of make them all into walls, I don't know. Logically it should, but game logic. So what I thought is I would like perhaps, well, no perhaps about it, I think it's going to be a good idea to make some sort of towers here for defensive purposes, because come the Purge, if we get people advancing onto our gates, we need to be able to run around the inside of our external walls. That makes sense, and we need to be able to defend them from any and all comers. Now, the other thing is, are the NPCs going to be able to climb? Are they going to have siege engines? Are they going to have the kind of thing that can put up against the wall to get over? I have no clue, and therefore we're going to need to think about all of that as well. But the first thing we need to do is make ourselves some walls. So we've got all these recipes for reinforced stone walls. We've got windows as well. I suppose windows we could shoot through, but I'm not sure that that's going to help us all that much. I don't think that's ideally what we want, and I haven't worked on that basis so far. I have sort of thought that maybe if we had, let me just try this actually. Where's the one with the window? I'm going to make one and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, I forgot a shape wood, didn't I? Yeah, I've got loads of shape wood that I've done as well. And again, I've got some cooking at the moment too. I just forgot to pick it up. Here we go. Shape wood, there we go. Nice, okay. Alrighty, now, let's make one of these. They're down at the bottom of my recipe list, which is kind of annoying. There we go. See, we're only going to be able to make about 50 of these walls as it is, which is crazy, isn't it? Which is why I'm not going to be too keen on the idea of destroying these. There we go. Outer face. That's correct. See, that is quite nice and regular actually. And if we put on this bottom layer, at least not over there. See this corner here? I stand by that decision. There is no point in putting windows there because we ain't going to be able to reach them. At least not unless we place foundations there as well. And I'm not ruling that out, to be honest, because it's going to be a little bit difficult to defend that corner if we can't actually reach it. So I think actually what we might do, we might for the moment make a whole bunch of these with windows in. So let's just craft all that we can at the moment, and then place those. And they ain't going to get all the way around because I know how many fence foundations I used, and it was a ton. It was an absolute ton. In fact, it was over 100, I think. So that suggests to me that we ain't going to get... Ooh, we are gaining a level though, which is nice. We aren't going to get all the way around. So, there we go. And I'm just being a bit careful that these go the right way around as well, because that would be worse than a pain in the bum if we didn't. You see, you can't quite reach that either, but we might be able to just place foundations here to make a pathway around, and that would be quite good. There we go, and that's pretty much where we've got to. Basically, the only bit we haven't managed to go around is there, almost perfectly, my shrine to set. So we've got mostly these windowed walls now, though as I say, in some places we're literally not going to be able to see through there, except for here. By this rock in any case, so there's not much point really in trying to make windows there, because all we can see there is rock. So that's not a major priority anyway. And over in this corner, which we currently can't defend because we can't reach it anyway. So we might just be able to put a sort of a ceiling as opposed to a foundation that goes all the way along there like a walkway, and then it might be worth putting windowed walls there as well. I don't know, but for the time being, we're going to need to keep on crafting. Oh, now it's the hardened bricks I've run out of. I've actually got tons of steel reinforcements. It's the hardened bricks that we need loads and loads and loads of. So that is what I'm going to need to get cracking with building. So so that's what we're going to be looking to do there, is make as many of those as is humanly possible. I could almost do with a second furnace actually, and that might not be a bad plan, might it? It might not be a bad plan to have a second furnace going, but it's not going to be able to fit in there. So maybe what I should do is place it here. Now, what I should probably do... Can I pick that up? Yes, I can. Good. Would that be useful for travelling and what have you? Now, that chest, does it have anything in it? It does, actually. Wow. I'd completely forgotten about these over here, guys. This is good. We need to turn that lot into twine, really. The seeds I'm not so bothered about. I will just drop those, I think, because we don't really need those. But I will demolish that box, and then let's just have a little look in this one. Oh look, it's only got manky meat anyway, so we'll demolish that box as well. There we go. And then we might be able to put a furnace here. Now I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be able to build walls up that rock. If we can't, it's no biggie anyway, surely, because in point of fact, well, it's a rock. I'm not sure they're going to be climbing mechanic. Yeah, I'd rather have walls. Really, but in any case, we're not going to be able to see past that. So, okay, so let's drop the stuff we don't want. Drop. There we go. And I'm going to turn this into as much twine as we possibly can. There we go. We can make loads of twine, and it's good experience as well. There we are. Great stuff. Okay, so we're going to place a furnace kind of back here-ish. Or maybe, I don't know, I don't want to put it somewhere where I've got windows that I can see through. So literally up against where that rock is, I think. So we'll make ourselves a new furnace. And then I think we're going to look into the possibility of making this defensible. So I want to be able to shoot through the bottom part here. And then ultimately, and again this is going to take a lot of off-camera grinding by yours truly, I would like some sort of upper walkways or a top walkway we could go around with, perhaps kind of some sort of pillar and doorway arrow kind of construction with some archers, thralls running around on it, as well as me running around on it. And they're going to be as tall as we can make them. They're going to be as tall as that gateway there. Whether we're going to be able to do that before the Purge update, couldn't honestly tell ya. I'm going to be working flat out to try, that's for sure. But I do have the small mass reverse for a summer break coming up as well. And a CPU that keeps overheating. Oh joy. But for now, the furnace. Now we have our primary furnace in here. Yeah, we know. Yeah. She's so annoying. Okay, so we've got 34 coming through there. And obviously we've got quite a lot of bricks coming through there as well. But they're just not all that fast, these things. Furnaces are just not all that fast. So in here somewhere, we haven't had a reset for a while. We should have the recipe. Yes, we need, I can't even see, 540 stone. Yeah, pretty sure we must have that somewhere. Oh, let me just put some stuff away first, because otherwise we're going to find ourselves over encumbered. So actually, I've been spam crafting these things like crazy. And it's actually the hardened bricks that we really need loads of. But hey, there we go. We'll put that bit of wood that we've regained from destroy those chests into there. Oh look, 74 more of those, which is good. Okay, stone. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's a lot of stone. Furnace craft. Okay, and then the stone that's in my inventory will not actually disappear until that has finished being crafted. So I'm not going to be able to put any spare back. There we go. Lovely. Okay, now I'm a bit reluctant to do this before I've actually played. Do you know why am I going? Go out the back. Go out of the back. Here we go. Okay, so we'll put our furnace over here. Now, the item placement system in this game is quite, I don't know, I find it quite difficult. Like, I like to be able to place items when I'm looking straight at them like this. And I know I want to put it here. However, as I've already discovered to my cost with furnaces, they can clip massively through walls and things. And I don't want it to clip through the wall. I don't want it to prevent me from placing a wall there. Because I haven't placed a wall yet. So I'm a bit worried that I'm placing it either 5 miles from the wall or not close enough to the wall. Or too close to the wall rather, and clipping through it. Now that's obviously clipping through, but let's go for fair, shall we? And hold my breath. Yeah, that's clipping through. Hopefully though, we'll actually be able to place a wall there. I'd be extremely annoyed if we couldn't put it that way. But they're not too expensive to make though, so let's go and get ourselves some fuel for it and some resources as well. So we're going to need to make some normal bricks. And we're going to need to make, here we go, I'm going to need to make another box actually, iron box for sort of putting resources and stuff in. We've got a load of stone there actually already, so I'm good for that. And we're going to need some stone consolidant, but I'll need to craft some of that. Okay, here we go. So we'll get this going and making normal brick first. And then we're going to place a chest next to it. There we are. There we go. And we can have this one kind of dedicated to making brick and hardened brick. And then we're not messing about with anything else. So we're going to craft a large storage chest and stick that next to it. We should have... We've got plenty of iron reinforcements, let's face it. I've shed loads of them in here, but I don't remember what else we need for one of those. So let's take a look. What do we need for a large storage chest? I've made loads of them. You'd think I'd be able to remember by now. Oh, there we go. We can make 2. Let's just make 1. I don't need to make 2. Not really. Okay, now that's tried to clip through the ground. So actually, maybe we're not going to be able to place that unless we've got some terrain, or rather, not terrain. We've got lots of that, unless we've got foundations. Okay, so that is not something that I thought about. Okay, that is going to have to come after our flooring then. I don't suppose we're going to need to use foundation and or ceiling tiles that are reinforced stone, so we're not necessarily going to need to use the really tough stuff for this. There's a ceiling there I've got, and it's just sandstone. I just want this to do some experiments with, really. So let's get our sandstone ceiling. I've got tons of twine on me as well. And then if we can craft a sandstone, foundation as well, just to, now what do we need? How much wood and stone and things do we need for that? We need 5 wood, but I think I've got some in here. Wood. No, we haven't, but we have got some over here. Keep stuff all over the place. There we go. In fact, I don't need that much. There we go. Okay, so let's make ourselves one of these, and we're just doing this to experiment and see if it's going to be possible. Pity the pickup mod ceased to function. Okay, let's see. Is this going to snap? Oh yeah, you see that? Doesn't snap here. Well, it does kind of there, and obviously it's not going to snap underneath our furnace, is it? But we can definitely place these here. So if we can place just a walkway going around, I'm not necessarily going to do that in this. I might just do that in sort of brick as opposed to, you know, sandstone, because I don't know, it looks better. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just do it in normal boring sandstone, and then we can, perhaps I'm going to be able to do one in that corner. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's going to be any advantage to using these. Obviously the foundation, if I use, oh wow, I see. So if I do that, but it won't go over there because it's too high up. So yeah, if we would be able to do foundations if they went only certain distance, had to drop a certain distance, and that's too far. So in point of fact, we're going to be better off with that kind of an affair, aren't we? So it is going to be worthwhile, ultimately, my putting windows all the way around the bottom level, and then we should be able to place a second level of these kind of further up, not that low, kind of at least another floor or two, or even right at the top. I'm not sure. I'd love to have multiple levels, but this is all going to get very resource expensive. So for now, I'll be satisfied in putting a little bit of flooring in here, so just so that we can get a chest set up for our furnace. How's our furnace doing? Actually, it's made, oh, there you go. So let's just plug that in there, shall we, and get it making some more. It's yeah, it's not going to be making ever so much there, is it? And then I think I will just make these out of normal brick for the time being, and then basically it's going to look like that, isn't it? And I think that'll be enough for us. I don't think we're going to need to reinforce that particularly. Okay, here we go. Now this will no doubt have finished making what it can do for the moment, so I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to have to do a lot of crafting grinding, a lot more. I've done plenty already, so I think what we'll do, I've only made 4 for the moment because resources are at premium. There we go. And that means that we should be able to place our chest now as well. Let's just do that here-ish. Oh, hello. Are you still not allowing me to place that? That is quite bizarre. Okay, are the chests bugging out at the moment? Are they not allowing us? Look at that. Overlapping with another object or terrain. No, you really aren't. That is quite odd. Okay, let me just experiment with this. Am I going to be able to make this, place this in the house? No! The wretched thing will not go anywhere at all. That is quite strange. Okay, this may be a known bug. I have no idea. But for the moment, it does not look like we're going to be able to place a chest anywhere whatsoever. Which is not great. It's not ideal for our storage solutions, really, is it? I don't suppose it makes any difference if I'm in first or third person for that, does it? Oh, no. No, it doesn't. So, I can't place it on terrain. I can't place it on ceiling tiles. I can't place it on foundations. I just plain old can't place it at all. That is more than annoying. Okay, I have no idea what's going on there, but looks like we're out of luck on the storage chest front until there's some sort of fix. I might have to look into that one because that's the first time I've tried laying a storage chest for some time. But there you go, guys. So our fortifications are starting to shape up, but I am going to have to put a lot of time into this game off camera in order for this to really get sorted out, because yeah, the amount of time it takes, even with my server settings put up, and I might just have to put them up a bit further, folks, because otherwise we ain't never going to be ready in time for the Purge, particularly since I'm going away as well. And I will try at least by, not next episode necessarily, but to have the foundation, the base bit of wall at least going all the way round by the next time you see me, by the next episode. And then after that, yeah, I'm just going to be doing as much as I can to sort of try and get our sort of walkway around, and then we're going to make the walls as high as we can. And then we're going to have to think about how to stop climbers, because you have to think about these things, from getting over the top as well. So what we might have to do is kind of just build an overhanging balcony like so. Over the top, or maybe there's some kind of structure that we can put on the top of walls. I don't honestly have a clue. I'm just gonna have to play it as it comes, and sort of, it's a bit of a learning curve, isn't it? And I'm sure the Purge is going to be a huge learning curve. So okay, guys, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, you know what to do. Hit that like button and let me know. We still have Minecraftian torches. If anybody else is suffering from bugs, again, let me know. As I say, I think it may be just a sign that it's time that I don't know, started a new game. Maybe starting a new game would make no odds, but obviously by the time I've started a new game, it's kind of too late for this one. So yeah, not wanting to do that until I have to, really. But I do hope that you guys will join me for the next episode of Conan Exiles, when I am planning to do something somewhat different. And yes, despite the tight time scale, I'm planning on going exploring. So I hope you guys will. Ooh. Like something was. Oh, I see. We've got a sandstorm coming in. Okay. I wondered what that was. Oh dear. I just punched my well because I can't see what I'm doing. Okay, guys, so I'm going to retreat into the house. I was just wondering what it was blowing around my head. And close the doors. There we go. Just for. Oh, that is quieter, actually. Oh, no. It was quieter. Now it's not. Okay, there we go. So, sandstorm inside my house. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, as I said before. If you did, hit that like button, leave your hints, tips, comments, and suggestions. And I do hope you'll join me for the next episode of Conan Exiles. Until then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye-bye for now.